Let's go, baby.
What's up, everybody? This is Jack Posey.
Ahmad Shaw.
And this is the Accountability Call.
Let's get it.
So today we have some special news for you guys. We're starting a new special series called Off the Boat. And this is where Ahmad and I will pick a topic, or you guys, if you want to send topics in, we're all for it. And we'll discuss what we think of this topic, whether it comes from life experiences, things we've learned from other people, or just something that we want to learn more about. Yes. So for today's first ever Off the Boat special series episode, we're going to be talking about our transition into college.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll tell you what went well, what we wish we knew / did, and we'll finish our shortened special episode with our PS quotes. So stick around for those. We got two good ones.
Let's go.
Hopping into this, Ahmad, introduce yourself real quick.
Ahmad Shaw. I play corner here at St. Vincent College. I'm a sophomore engineering major, also a prefect in the dorms, aka an RA. What else? Oh, I think that's it, man.
Strongest, fastest dude I've ever met. But let's keep it going. So I'm Jack Posey. I go to Penn State. I'm a sophomore. I play in the men's lacrosse team. I'm a close defenseman, and I'm planning on majoring in finance. And I couldn't be more happy. Don't want to be anywhere else besides right here, talking to you, Ahmad, talking to you guys, the viewers, to get going and have this conversation, which I think is really important because I learned a lot from my freshman year. I know Ahmad did too. And we're excited to share that with you guys. So, Ahmad, my question to you, this is a conversation I've actually been looking forward to ever since we kind of brought this up. Mm-hmm. What went well for you, and kind of go into what went well for you in your freshman year?
All right. So
that transition to college.
The transition, I would say it was more of like a wake up, right? So we'll say I'm going into college. I still have my high school habits, right? I'm gonna wait till the last minute to write this thing real quick. You know, I'm gonna do whatever I can to try and get on time, right? So come to college, being a freshman, not really understanding it's a different level of accountability. It's a different level that you have to hold yourself to. I try and do those high school routines, and we get, I want to say midterms is coming. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I don't need to worry about midterms. I ain't studied for not one test. Got that grade back. Right? So
hey man, you gotta learn somehow.
Yeah. So that week I got that grade back. I had a meeting with my advisor. Shout out to her. I had a meeting with her, and she told me, "Hey,
yo. Say it one more time. You kind of cut out in the audio."
I said, I had a meeting with my academic advisor, and she told me, like, this is where you are right now, right? You can either go left or you can go right, right? And so, being that at that point, freshman on the football team, I'm starting, right? I'm having fun basically, right? And I'm doing everything I can. I'm having fun, but I'm not getting it done in the classroom. So it was either you're off the football team, or you're on the football team, but you're working harder than you ever worked before, right? And what she had told me was, there's a plan that you can do. There's things that you can do to bring your grades back up. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Because I don't want to not play football. I don't want to be that guy that had to not drop out, but not be a part of the football team because of my grades, right? So turns out she gives me, hey, tutoring log. Matter of fact, hold on now. What did I say right there, bro?
Tutorial bulletin.
Right there, right?
I think that's what it said.
Yeah, tutorial bulletin. She gave me that last year. It's a different one this year, but she gave me it last year. And I kid you not, every day but Saturdays, I was with a tutor every night, all the way through the end of this freshman year.
As a starter, as a freshman, like, bro, he was on top of the world on his team, killing it, and he was also grinding every day in the classroom. Keep going.
Yeah.
That's
So-
big. Well, I didn't know that. So props to you for dedicating and putting your head down. That's huge. Speaks to your
Appreciate
character. And bro, I didn't even know that. Like, I don't know if I could do a tutor 6 days a week, but yeah.
and it was crazy because, you know, there would be days where I'd be, I don't want to go, I don't want to do this. But it's like, hey, I want to play football. All right.
Option A, option B.
Exactly.
Left or right.
So we're gonna get it done. And I remember there would be days where I would go to tutoring twice, 3 times in one day, 3 different classes, and I was getting after it. So come finals, you know, I've been going to tutoring every day since that midterm grade came out. I kid you not, I brought all my grades up from like B's and F's. I had no grade under a B.
Yo.
I promise you, bro. I promise you I had no grade under a B.
Dude, that's wild. Like, and that was in the first semester.
First semester.
Yeah.
That
like,
was literally off the boat. It's literally off the boat.
you had to hop
into
off.
the water, bro. So
You dove head first.
I really did, bro. It was no swim lessons before that or anything. It was, you know, we gonna sink or swim, and you know, thank God willing, you know, we swam. So
there we go.
yeah, bro.
That's awesome. And one thing I want to add for my freshman year, what went well, I'm just going to reflect off what Ahmad just said. School is one thing that in high school, studious guy, you know, I never really had to try too hard, right? Let's just say like I would study, I'd do everything I needed to. But when I got to college, I realized, man, like this is a lot. Like I have to do more. I have to level up, right? It was left or right, option A or B, like Ahmad was saying. And I'm really thankful and lucky that I had a great older sister who had way smarter than me, literally has the best study tips, gave me all this information and like show me like the way she studied back when I was in high school. And you know, she's older than me, so when she was in college. And I was like, you know what? My first exam came around. I'm like, I'm gonna do what she did. Little did I know, I spent like 7 or 8 hours making this massive study guide for an econ exam. Came back at like a 94 on it. I was like, whoa. Like my first exam in college, I got a 94 on it. I'm like, I hear a lot of people say their first exam is bad. No offense, it happens. That's what happens when you get to college. Because a lot of people don't know how to study. A lot of people don't know how to do it, and I didn't either. But I had like seen what my sister done before, and I was like, you know what? Like this exam was like a Thursday, and like a whole Sunday, I dedicated my whole day to making this massive 15-page study guide.
Wait. Time out. 15-page study guide, bro.
So it was like 8 pages, like back and front. Literally, dude. It was color coordinated, all this kind of stuff. I took the test. I felt fantastic. I was the last person in the study hall at the study hall, like the big forum area that we were taking the test. There was like 300 people, granted, but I took the whole time. I made this big study guide, and I was like, you know what? There's 2 of them I might get wrong, and I got both of those wrong, but that's besides the point. And I got a good grade. And I was like, you know what? I got all these great study habits from my sister. Mm-hmm. You guys want to know what some of those study habits are? Color coordinated for each different chapter, for each different thing, in each
subject and whatever.
Subject. Yeah. And literally write everything down, write what's important, star what you really need to know. Boom. That's literally it. And then just all the information you need. But I got a really good grade off that. And the second I got that good grade, I'm like, man, I need to keep this going. Mm-hmm. So after I did that, I reached out to my sister. I'm like, you're the bomb. I love you. Like, you're great. You helped me so much. And she was like,
shout out to your sister, bro. Shout out to your sister.
She's a genius. She's a genius. But that was something that went well for me. And I want to point out there's something that Ahmad and I, something that really went well to start off with was academics. And we both had different ways of getting there.
Wait. Talk about. Not to start off, but to finish. I finished. Trust me, I ain't start off all the way with my head screwed on. But we got those grades back. We was like, okay, now let's get right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. I was going to say to start off the conversation, the grades, but yes, you finished through, and that's what matters. But for all you out there who are going to transition into college, who are transitioning right now, or people who still don't think they found their way, you can follow through, you can finish, you can get it done. And it's something that if you put the effort in, like I said, mine was with a tutor 6 days a week. I spent 8 hours making like a 15-page study guide, and I studied throughout the week. If you put that effort in, you will get good grades. He went from D's and F's to A's and B's.
Well, I legitimately did. Legitimately did.
And he was a full-time student athlete, starter. So he had the pressure.
Yeah, it was there.
But just to show you, academics is very important, and it's something that we ended with our first year being very strong with.
Mhm.
So going on to our next subject, our next topic, and still staying with college, we had what we did well starting with and kind of what we learned. But another thing is, what did we wish we knew when we had transitioned in that we know now that we didn't know back then?
Yeah.
So I kicked it off to Ahmad last time. I'm going to take the ball real quick. I'm going to tell you what I wish I knew, because I think Ahmad's point, what he's going to bring up, is very important and something that I really believe in. And it might seem weird that I say that now when you hear what he's going to say, but just stick around and you'll hear it. But for me, the most important thing that I wish I knew back then that I know now and I practice now so much is just taking care of your body. Like whether or not you're a student athlete, if you're an athlete that's involved in, or I'm sorry, a student that's involved in clubs, organizations, fraternity, sorority, whatever you're involved in college, that's awesome. Go out, get involved. That's great. But I'm going to carry this a little towards the athletes and the people competing, just because that's my experience. And I wish I had done a couple things. One, I wish I stayed consistent with my sleeping routines and got 8 hours of sleep. I'd wake up for practice, lifts, class. I'd be tired. I wouldn't have a lot of energy. And I knew it started there because I wouldn't go to bed until like 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock sometimes. You got a 6 a.m. lift the next day and you stay until 2 o'clock the night before, you will not perform well. I can tell you from firsthand experience. I even told you about that. That was a night, I will tell you. I was just doing homework, trying to study, and it got to 2 a.m. and I was like, in 4 hours, I need to be lifting weights. I was like, how am I?
Yeah, it's over.
But so getting sleep, big time, super important. 2, eating right and hydrating.
Yeah.
In the dorms, it was hard to hydrate because I didn't have a fridge to, put my water up against, or I didn't have a sink where I could just fill my glass up or my water bottle up. So it was a little more difficult, but I should have stressed that more importantly, because ever since I've really started properly hydrating and eating healthy, which you can do in dining halls, it can be done, I promise you.
It's tough, but it can be done. That's for sure.
But ever since doing those 2 things, especially over this whole quarantine summer of 2020, my body is literally, I went from feeling like I was 40 back to feeling like I was 19. So that's my second point. And then the third point, I'm going to say this is how Ahmad and I met, actually. I met Ahmad when we were in our gym, and I walked up to him. Ahmad, what were you doing when I walked up to you?
I think I was stretching. wasn't I?
He was stretching. And
I was stretching my quads. I think I was stretching my quads, right?
Yeah, you were. I walked up to him, and I was like, it was like 8 a.m. in the gym. I tried to get in early so I could stretch for an hour before my lift. I walked in. He was there for like 30 minutes, an hour before me or something like that. I'm like,
I got there like 7:30.
I was like, yo, what's up? I'm Jack. Nice to meet you. Ahmad goes, I'm Ahmad. I'm like, how long you been here? He was like 30 minutes. And I was like, damn, I thought I was going to be the first one in the gym. Little did I know, by the time I left, it was like 8 o'clock when I was there. I probably left around like 3 or 4 o'clock. I was there all day. This dude was still stretching. Still stretching when I left. So stretching, Ahmad will attest for it. I know he has a different point, but stretching is super important. So my big 3 things for transitioning into college that I wish I knew: sleep, eating good and drinking a lot of water, and stretching. Those 3 things I wish I knew to do more of and to prioritize, which I'm doing now, and it's made all the difference. So I'm going to throw it over to Ahmad. He has a great point that I want you all to listen to.
So before I jump into my point, let me just take you back to that stretching point. That thing is, honestly, it's so important. That stretching before the workout, stretching after the workout, like any student athlete, they'll tell you, or any athlete in general, they'll tell you, hey, what's something they're always working on in the off season is to get faster. Right? There's always, somebody's always working on trying to get faster. And that stretching, kid you not, that stretching really works and it helps. It helps big time. But that's beside the point. So my point, something that I wish I knew going into my freshman year, was how to not care about what other people are thinking of me and what I'm doing. Like, how to not care how they perceive what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. For instance, go ahead.
I'm just saying, Mod's telling you to stop caring about everything. That's what he's saying. Don't care. It don't matter. Whatever. It don't matter. Don't care.
So for instance, right? Like I told y'all earlier in the show, I was going to tutoring 2 to 3 times a day on a daily basis, right? Mind you, I'm a starting freshman on the football team. Obviously, somebody's gonna come up to me like, "Hey, why you always in tutoring, bro? Are you dumb? Like, what's up with you, bro? Like, why are you always there?" And it got to a point where it was a daily thing. Oh, Ahmad got tutoring. Ahmad's always in tutoring. Ahmad's this. Ahmad's that. But you have to understand that that person's own path, their own journey is different from mine. Right? My journey included tutoring. Right? Theirs might not have, and that's their blessing. But I have my own blessings too, right? So I honestly just wish, I knew how to not care about what they said when I came in. Because imagine if I came in and I was going to tutoring, right? And imagine now, mind you, I told you after that midterm grade, I went to tutoring every day, brought my grades up from D's and F's to A's and B's. Just think if I started like that, if I started going to tutoring, probably the second week of classes, I wouldn't have no reason to try and put myself through all that stress that I did that after that midterm, right? But that was part of my journey. That was part of what I had to learn, right? And that's why I do it to this day. That's why I still have this thing because it works for me. It works for my journey. It's a part of my journey, and that's something I really wish I knew, but at the same time, I'm very glad and I'm very grateful that I learned that. Because sometimes, me personally, some people who know me like personally off the camera, they know I'm not always the most listening person, right? I'm hard-headed here and there. That's what they would say. it takes time for me to learn lessons, and that was a lesson I had to learn, right? No matter how much it stung, no matter how bad it felt in that moment, looking back on it, I needed it, right? So I would tell all the viewers out there, right? No matter if you're starting something, you're halfway through something, or you're almost to the end, don't listen to outside voices, right? Don't listen to them say, "Oh, whoop de whoop whoop, this and that." No, it's all you. Stay locked in and just continue to push. So.
And don't care about what they're saying. It's like Ahmad said, you got your own journey, they got their journey. That's a great lesson that I think is so valuable that people don't appreciate as much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I know you appreciate it. I hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you guys appreciate it. But to kind of recap, we both started off strong with our academics. That's helped us tremendously. We have learned the lessons of taking care of our bodies.
Yep.
And not caring. That goes for both of us. We've learned them and we're working on them. And we hope that you guys can take something away, whether or not you're in college, you're transitioning.
Hold on. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I just want to give an example of not caring from this past summer.
All right, here we go. Let's hear it.
Let me set the premise, right? It's summertime. This summer, mind you, it's like 90-some degrees outside. We're out here running, I want to say 40-yard sprints.
I was smoking easy.
I don't know about that.
If it was at the end, I don't know. I might have had you.
No, I'm gonna get to it, right? So, me being me and Jack being Jack, I'm more of a person that, them first 5 sprints, I'm gonna be there. After them 5 sprints, I'm out, coach. Hold on now, right? So, me and Jack were running against each other, and it was always like, hey, I'm beating Jack, consistently beating him, right? I'm like, hey, bro, where you at, bro? Only thing Jack says to me, run back to the line. I'm like, what, bro? What? Run back to the line, right? I tell you, every rep, I'm winning through the line. I turn around, Jack's already back at this. I'm like, wait a minute, right? So take that and let's try to apply it to this not caring, right? No matter what I said to Jack, go ahead, bro.
So I know what I'm about to say, but I'll give you 2 more from my perspective real quick. when Ahmad says he's going to win the sprint, like I said earlier in this call, he's one of the fastest, strongest people I know. I'm not slow, but I'm not as fast as him, and I know that. Like, I know I'm not going to beat him in the straight-on sprint yet. Not today, but I will.
Not today. Okay.
But the thing is, I knew lacrosse, you got to be in great condition. You have to be able to run all day. And I knew, Ahmad, he plays football. He can sprint, and then he has like a 30, 40-second break, and then he has to do it again. Like me, when I'm down playing defense, I got to be able to go for, 80, 160, possibly even a little bit longer than that many seconds. So I'm thinking, I'm going to give it my all. I was on his tail every time. Don't think it was a blowout.
You was there. I ain't gonna lie. He was there.
Don't think it was bad. But he could beat me. He could talk all that in my ear. But I knew at the end of the day, I was going to get back to that line before him. Mm-hmm. And that's how I was measuring myself.
Yeah.
So just because some people measure your success based on grades or playing time or even one day, how much you make. People are always going to find ways to kind of measure themselves up to you.
Yeah.
But if you can find a way to measure yourself up to your goals and your standards,
yeah.
Like Ahmad's going to say he won every single race, and he'll walk off that field feeling confident. But I'm going to say I won the work ethic. I won the grind for that day because I was giving my all, and I'd give some more on the way back. So I won in my books. Ahmad won in his books. I didn't care what he thought. He didn't care what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
We were both running our own races, running against ourselves, running against the mirror. And I'm glad you brought that story up because it's something I honestly forget about because that's just second nature to me. I got to run back to the line.
Yeah. And it was. I don't know how you did that, bro, but you did that. For real. Mind you, it's about 97 degrees outside.
Plus, like 10.
I'm here tight, running with my eyes closed. It's like, it's that hot. And you were still getting after it. We was both getting after it. And, I applaud you for that, for real, because that's big time. And that it takes a lot to try and separate yourself from the talking that I was doing, right? So, good job on that, for real.
Hey, that's one thing. You start talking, that just drives me. It fuels me. So,
yeah.
What's it called? No, it's just I'm just playing. But it's awesome to go out there and compete, especially people you want to compete with. But yeah, so it's a cool story you bring up because I beat you back to the line, even though I'd be right in your heels. I made it my mission to beat you back to the line.
You really? Well, I remember. I think I tried to run back with you for like 3 days in a row, and I could only do it for 3 days. Only do it 3 days, and after that, I was done.
Well, it's been a great episode with you guys. This was our first Off the Boat special talking about our transition to college. We hope you guys got some great little tidbits here, little lessons learned. We're going to end our day with our PS quotes, and then we're going to be out. So my PS quote for the day, my Posey Shot quote for the day is to be proud. Be proud of what you do. Be proud of who you are.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, like Ahmad's saying. Don't care about them. It's all about you in the moment. So be proud of what you do. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of who you surround yourself with. Be proud.
Yes, sir. My PS quote to end it off, to cap it off. Find purpose in the struggle and you'll never lose. Find purpose in the struggle and you'll never lose.
Love that.
Whatever it is, schoolwork, sprints, whatever, find purpose in it. Find some way how you can measure yourself against yourself, not anybody else, and you will never lose. So.
That's awesome. Well, thank you all again. This has been an awesome first special edition episode of Off the Boat, and we look forward to our next call with you guys and letting you know how our 3-2-1s went for this whole week. Again, my name is Jack Posey.
Ahmad Shaw.
And this is the Accountability Call.
Woo! Catch y'all in the next one.